How we are affected by the ionosphere and the egregor. How do you feel about egregors? The question is not idle, because even those who understand what it is, treat egregors differently. Some do not like them, others believe that not all egregors are bad, and some think that they can manage egregors and even create them, and others believe that the dissemination of information without egregors is simply impossible. People who create egregor, in fact, create a parasite that will sit on the energy of other people, and even promote the desired product, service, ideas or thoughts. Egregors exist in a strict hierarchy. Small egregors obey the large ones are too connected to super egregor. No matter how beautiful a story or screen, or scenery, behind which egregors are hiding, the essence of them is the same, to download energy. Approximately 70–80% of the world's population is connected in one way or another with either the larva or the egregors. Turn around and listen to what people around you are saying. I'm hooked on this series, I'm stuck in the internet again, I've been gaming for 2 weeks without sleep. You can give such examples endlessly, they all take time and energy. So it turns out that the person seems to have done nothing special during the day, but for some reason, dead tired and exhausted. According to statistics, about 2/3 of the population had a diagnosis of chronic fatigue. Most importantly, egregors control people's minds. A person controlled by the egregor will not only feed the parasites with his energy, but will also do only what is beneficial to the egregor, think only about what has been slipped into the head, and be interested only in what is associated with the egregor. The connected person has a broken connection with the spirit and the ionosphere. Very few people have access to information in our biosphere. In biology and sociology, there is a theory about the biosphere and its transition to the noosphere, the sphere of mind, and then to the ionosphere. If we look closely at the world of fauna, we will see that some groups of its representatives are controlled by someone. If the main queen of ants dies, the worker ant becomes the main queen and the anthill continues to live on. What controls ants? They are controlled by something that is located above the anthill, the energy that accumulates from above. It controls individual ants. Almost the same management is available for bees and other animals that live in the community. They all have some kind of control center. People are governed by the biosphere. We are more developed. We have not only a collective mind, but also a separate mind for each individual. At certain key moments, we begin to perform the role that is required of us. If there is no key moment, then all the energy that is in the biosphere tries to manifest itself in us. If we extend the red line to the biosphere, we are unlikely to connect to it. But if we are extremely interested in a question, and we constantly think about it, and then we sit down in the red line at some point, we come up with an idea with the answer to our question. This means that we have reached the area in the biosphere that is responsible for this question, and the energy tends to manifest itself in us. At such a moment, a person seems to be caught up by some kind of wave, as if he is being carried somewhere by this wave, and he knows for sure that everything will work out. Several experiments were conducted among Qigong practitioners. The groups included mothers whose children did not want to study. One child categorically did not want to learn to read. The experiment was completely spontaneous. The mother sat in the red line and turned on a learning program for the child to learn to read. At some point, the mother felt that the child was synchronizing along the red line. His energy, just like hers, began to rise up. Because the child was watching the training program at this moment and thinking about reading, he was somehow connected to this area. The child began to read by himself, no one forced him to, and everything that he could not do, began to turn out much better. When the woman shared this story in the group, 2 more experiments were conducted. Another child did not want to learn English, and not just letters, it was already high school. Mom sat in the red line and purposefully thought about English, synchronizing the child's energy with her own to raise it to the biosphere. The child had speech problems. In addition to problems with English, the Russian language was difficult to learn, and English evoked a slight horror due to serious speech disorders. The child studied in a speech school. The experiment was very successful. The child began to learn English. Another child had big problems with the exact sciences, mathematics and physics. His mother also managed to connect the child to the biosphere, and the problems disappeared. The child began to master exact sciences more successfully. Viewing the work of the teacher Shatilov, you can clearly see that he connected children to the ionosphere. As a result of this connection, the child developed an interest in learning, and he easily absorbed new knowledge. Another example, a seriously ill person with cancer decided to write a book so that after his death, his family would have at least something to live on for the first time. When the man finished his book, it turned out that he had been cured quite unexpectedly. The reason for his recovery is that while he was writing a book and thinking about the same topic, he took energy from the ionosphere at a high frequency of vibration, and the body was rebuilt to high frequencies. There are many such examples of sudden and unexpected cures. You can conduct similar experiments yourself and try to get answers to the questions that interest you. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. All have a good mood and bye.